Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's a sunny day. It's cold. Did you hear that bird? Today I'm more sensitive to the sounds. The sound of creeks nearby. My friend over here, the bird. My own feet laying down in the grass. And it's because in 24 hours, the nation undergoes a dramatic change from an autocrat to a democrat, from dystopia to plans and possibilities. It's a great time. We all, I'm sure, have this nagging sense of, is it real? Will it happen? Because we're shell shock, suffering some mild or aggravated form of PTSD for having suffered so long with Trump. That bird is following me. And I'm in this marvelous field here. Maybe you can see. There's a freedom in that, and there's a freedom in what's going to happen tomorrow. Let's go back a little bit. We've undergone a change. And you hear many people say, and I think it's kind of a form of ageism. They usually say it about older men anyhow. Oh, he can't change. He is who he is. But Heraclitus told us that change is a constant. And our life, the passages we go through, require us to change, or we become as brittle as a dry stick. And that's not what you want to be in this world. Those of us who thought we knew Trump from the beginning saw a man who was a liar and a thief, a man who was brutal, lacked empathy, a man who was amoral in so many respects, out for himself, the cheat and the steal. That's what he was known for. A man with no public service, and yet some thought that he was going to contribute to the public and serve someone other than himself. Ridiculous. And so we've gone through some very difficult times with him, and we tested the hypothesis that Lincoln mentioned, a nation enduring, and brought to the fore the question of, would we endure? It was Michael Moore who said back in 2017 that with Trump's election, our big concern was whether there would be another election. Well, he missed that mark, but not by much, because within days of this inauguration, he led an insurrection against the government to take an election that he couldn't win, that he shouldn't have won. Of course, the challenge to change that we have to deal with is the number of people, both in 2016 and 2020, though a plurality that would embrace this policy of discrimination and authoritarianism, and that we see the kind of people that support him by those who raided and rioted the Hill, who threatened to kill and to take people away. So is that all behind us? I think it will be. Certainly the change is such that it's going to be very difficult for these forces to overcome what has become Biden and Kamala. The good news is that the change we're going to see is from a person without a plan and brutal and taking for himself to a man and a woman who have served the public and want to serve the public. And so we have to keep that in mind, because that's our future. That's the change that we aim for. Even as I speak, I believe there's a cabinet officer at a hearing on the Hill. Even as I speak, they're putting the final drafts together for executive orders that will cancel so much of the horrendous dystopic matters that Trump championed while he was in office. Even as I talk to you, they're planning to roll out among the first bills a bill having to do with immigration. And it's a great symbol, and it's something that's long overdue, because it is about how this nation was founded. We're all immigrants. We wrote constitutions and declarations of independence across this country talking about the equality of all men and women. We haven't lived up to that. We're still working at perfecting that. Certainly, we're not doing as well among we're not doing well at all among persons of color when we have systemic racism. So we have our challenges ahead of us, and this immigration bill will go to the Hill and be among our first fights. I'm hoping and expecting that Biden, while concentrating on the pandemic and concentrating on the economy and getting his cabinet in order, will not interfere with the Justice Department that seeks to right the wrongs committed by those on and off the Hill, in and out of the West Wing. I don't think that that's distracting from government. I think it's a necessary predicate to going forward, to the change that we need to have. So it's an exciting time. It will be challenging. Hopefully we'll have no episodes like we had on January the 6th. And we may have some rustling around. But I'm encouraged by the show of force. I'm encouraged by the investigation so far. And what we need is just more of the same. So tomorrow, grab your glass of champagne, beer, Coca-Cola, glass of milk, whatever it is, and lift it to celebrate the change from the Orange Menace in the West Wing to the hope of America that we must all work together to make possible. So have a good day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.